Oh, you're here, I'm not ready. It's so embarrassing. Okay, so I wanted to start today's video by saying thank you. Really, thank you so much to whoever subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much to whoever supported this channel in any way. We are currently at 174 subscribers and it's really awesome. It's really awesome to see that you guys actually like the videos. I know this is nothing compared to like larger channels, but for me it doesn't really matter. It's still really awesome. It's still really cool to have this support. And yeah, I'm checking on the channel almost every day and I'm reading all the comments. I would be very happy to stay connected with you guys and to get to know you better. So definitely, feel free to reach out to me on email. Who does email today? But yeah, email too. On Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want, wherever you find me. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that I really appreciate you and I really appreciate the support. Yeah, it's really awesome. Also, I haven't been posting videos in a while now because I was just really busy with school, busy with life. But I want to say I figured a lot of things out by now and I do plan on releasing a lot more videos pretty soon. It's gonna be on a variety of topics. So I hope that you guys are going to like it and that this is just the beginning of an awesome journey. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what this video is supposed to be about. So just a little bit about why I've read 12 books and why specifically in 7 weeks. So first of all, I'm not trying to say it's a crazy achievement or anything. I'm sure there are people out there that could read way more, way faster. But for me, it was definitely a step up because usually I just don't have time to read at all. So looking back, ever since I started college 3 years ago, I barely had free time for myself, let alone for reading books at all. And the thing is, I've been carrying this long list of books that I wanted to read. You just live your life and you just pick up books as you go. Your friend recommends you about a book or there's a topic you want to learn more about. And I also felt that I was missing on a valuable information that these books have in them. And the sooner I will get to read them, the better. So I've been carrying these feelings for a long time and I couldn't really do anything about it because I was always busy. I was always occupied with something. So when COVID started last March, I believe, and all of a sudden I had free time for myself, the first thing that came to my mind was like, hey, let's get all these readings out of the way. Yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. I still had online classes, but I had way more free time than usually. So I just put all of it into reading books. Whenever I had a free day, I would read from morning to evening. Sometimes I would pull an all-nighter because I really like reading at night. I find it very relaxing. So yeah, so I lived this lifestyle for 7 weeks. It was very different than what I'm used to. Just being at home all day. Yeah, and after 7 weeks, I had to stop because there are things I had to do and also because I felt somewhat saturated from book readings. So yeah, so I really needed a break, but I'm really glad I did it. It was very cool. Not just because I got to learn about the topics that I was reading about, but also because I felt like these hours of reading kind of sharpens my brain to think about anything. So yeah, just a quick book review. Some of them I'm gonna bundle together. I'm gonna talk about 2 books at the same time because they're related to each other and also to save time. So the first 2 books are 21 Lessons for the 21st Century and Homo Deus. Both of them are by Yuval Noah Harari. He's a pretty famous speaker. What I like about these books is that it feels like a guy with tons of knowledge, tons of experience, just sit down and explains the world, explains reality to you from so many different directions. He talks about politics, he talks about history, talks about economy, talks about philosophy, and you kind of gather all the pieces to build a complete picture of what's going on in the world. A lot of things make sense and I think it's very enriching. And even if you do not agree with him, even if you do not agree with what he's saying or with his opinions, it's still a good thought process, to tackle a question, a problem, anything coming from different directions. The second book is Huckleberry Finn. This is an American classic by Mark Twain. I've read this book just because it's so famous and there's so many references to it. This book is kind of a glimpse into America in the 1800s, so it's kind of interesting to see. The next ones are Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, both by Lewis Carroll. I'm sure most, if not all of you, have heard about them. Then again, I've read these books just because I always hear references about them. A lot of people are talking about them and I just never actually got to read the actual story by myself. The next book is The Fault in Our Stars. This book is by John Green. People might know him from the YouTube channel Crash Course. It's about a girl who has cancer who falls in love with another guy who also has cancer. It's very enriching and it's very eye-opening to kind of see the world through their eyes, to be in their shoes, kind of go through what they're thinking, what they're experiencing. I would say it definitely makes you appreciate what you have and be grateful. The next book is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This book is by Robert Kiyosaki. I've read this book because a good friend of mine recommended it to me, and I wanted to learn more about business, investing, all that, and I figured that this is a good book to start with. I would say that this book is kind of repetitive. Maybe that's the author's strategy to convey his ideas. What I felt is that this book gave me more of a mindset than actual, practical advice, which is also good. The next book is Man's Search for Meaning. This book is by Viktor Frankl. This book takes you through the Holocaust experience of Viktor Frankl and kind of unpack what he learns from this horrible, terrible experience. Going through the war and the concentration camps and the terrible condition that they had to deal with. So I feel like someone who went through such a terrible thing would probably have something wise to tell me about life and about the world. Next books are the famous 1984 and Animal Farm by George Orwell. So yeah, you probably heard about these, but just in case, 1984 is a novel which is supposed to predict a dystopian world. It's crazy how much into details the author got when he described the story. It's kind of a dark story, but since a lot of people are talking about this book, I think it's a good book to read. Same for Animal Farm. It's a similar idea where a small group of individuals take control over a larger group of people. The next book is Beyond Good and Evil by Friedrich Nietzsche. This book is very complicated and very abstract. I'll be fully honest and tell you that most of what I've read in this book I didn't really understand. I did, however, insisted and finish this book because I felt like I could benefit from it if I will finish this book and get back to it in the future, kind of like tackle it by layers. The last book is The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. This is another novel. It describes the wild lifestyle the rich people had in the East Coast in America in the early 1900s. This is another classic that a lot of people are talking about, and I felt I need to know what's in it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. These are all the books I've read. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys took anything valuable from it. Definitely let me know which books you've been reading, if you have any recommendations. Also, let me know what are your reading habits. Do you prefer reading in big windows, or do you prefer kind of reading in smaller sessions every day? I will catch you in the next video. Peace.